That's kiddos, Joker here, and you're listening to the Pop Culture Podcast.
Nothing between the lines of the page or outside. Forgiveness is for angels, but this angel fell out of line. That's it, no second chance or redemption can be found. 'Cause you can't run the devil and the devil is running you down.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome in to a very special episode of the BCP. Ladies and gentlemen, someone called the Ninja Turtles because the Shredder is here on the BCP ahead of his performance. Hashtag the pun disputed era. Ahead of his performance at Big Shots in Woodbridge, New Jersey. That's July 24th, this Saturday, with the Futuristic Feels band. This is a memorial for Chester Bennington of Linkin Park. These guys are going to be playing all Linkin Park songs all night. I am so hyped for this one, with all proceeds going to Give an Hour. That's for mental health care, mental health awareness. Please welcome in musician, guitarist, and professional wrestler, Mr. Drew Haffer. Drew, welcome in. How are you, bro?
Thank you. What an introduction. That's never happened before.
No, stop.
I gotta call Rich Reed and tell him to pump me up when I come out a little bit.
Yeah, right. No, I got you, man. So it's so funny. We were talking off air, man. And let's rewind a little bit. How did this all happen? Basically, we were talking on Instagram. I had met you briefly at UWA Elite, which I wasn't even sure because I was loading in drums and doing all that stuff. And you were like, I got to play Corvus out with his brother, which is such a cool moment. And you were like, yeah, I helped write that theme, or I recorded that theme. I'm like, oh, wow. Like, no way, man. So I'm thinking, you're just a musician or whatever. Sure enough, I'm posting all the stuff about going to the Linkin Park show, which I'm so pumped for. I've heard really good things. We'll talk all about that. And you're like, yeah, man, I'm playing that show. I'm like, oh, that's crazy. Then I come to find out that you're a wrestler too, because, we love local bands. We've done so much wrestling during the pandemic. I
wear a lot of hats. I wear so many hats.
It's perfect, man. So, I mean, we'll start with this one. Let's get the shameless promo out of the way, man.
Oh, yes.
Tell us a little bit about this show that, I got to see Linkin Park once at PNC a long, long time ago. The Chris Cornell band, ironically, was the opener.
Wow.
I got to see them perform Crawling Together, Chris and Chester.
That's insane.
Oh, dude, it was wild, man. Obviously, we'll never see Linkin Park the same way again. But this is a really great cause. Apparently, you guys have done it before. Tell us how this all started. This, I guess, is pre-pandemic.
Oh, dude. So it happened the first night. The first time was July in 2019, and I think it was randomly one of our buddies. We were doing emo nights as the Futuristic Feels band.
Okay.
And we were like, dude, it would be really cool if we did something like, for Chester's, wife's charity and stuff like that. We just started kind of spitballing ideas, and we're like, well, what if we just, there's so many bands that are kind of doing like tribute acts and stuff like that, but like more often, let's do like a one-off thing. But like, let's do the two most liked albums that they have, Meteora and Hybrid Theory, the ones that take us back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
So we were trying to figure out like how we wanted to do it. Like, obviously we don't have a DJ. So we're like,
oh, true. Yeah.
So we were like, we got to figure out how to get all the sounds and stuff right. And we came up with the guy that does Mike Shinoda's parts is also does our keyboards. He came up with all the background stuff.
Nice.
So we got a laptop and we plays the background track with all the scratches and all the crazy stuff that goes on or whatever like that. But everything else is us. And what sucked was I never got to see Linkin Park.
Yeah, I hear that a lot around here.
So it was really like, all right, this is one, I get to play. That's awesome. Two, this is as close as I'm getting to seeing it. And then like we had seen a couple other bands try this.
It's
And-
tough. There's a lot of moving parts, especially a band like
Yeah.
Linkin Park. So unique. The rap, the rock, the
Yep.
screaming, the DJ, like you said, man.
Yeah, and so like we didn't see it. I wouldn't say properly done, but like we were like we could nail this. I think a lot better. And the first time we did it was fucking amazing. Other than one little
That's
hiccup,
what I hear. I heard it was great.
we had one hiccup in the beginning, and it was the you can't trust fucking computers. So the first we did the first song, we meant to go into the second song, and then the first background track played again. We're like, God damn it.
But I mean, if that's only one hiccup in the whole set, come
But
on, man.
We were super fucking happy with it. And this year we added like one or two different extra songs at the end. But yeah, we just wanted to stick to Hybrid Theory and Meteora because we know that's what people like the most and whatnot. We have some stuff from like Thousand Suns, and we have like one or two from Minutes to Midnight and stuff. So
Yeah. That's a good set list though, man.
Yeah.
I personally like Live in Texas. I know that's not technically an album.
Well, I'm just so our singer takes all of his Chester live stuff from the Live in Texas.
Are you for real? Okay. No way.
So all of like the extra stuff that he would do over Shinoda's parts, he would take
Yep.
that from the Live in Texas stuff. So
I'm
there's
pumped.
there's some shades of live in Texas in there.
Dude, we're at the same page. Because I'll even say this, when I saw Linkin Park, it's like one of those bands, like they're legendary. It was definitely like on my list, like of bands I wanted to see. But I wanted to see if Chester was the real deal. And I knew he was, but I wanted to see him live, screaming, hitting those notes.
Yeah.
He had such a special voice. Even Chris Cornell, same thing. Kind of similar to when I saw The Offspring. I'm like, oh, he's screaming the whole time. Like, is he really going to sound great? And all of them were great. Chester was great. So going into this, you're Chester guy. Tell us a little bit about the band, man, because you said you have a Shinoda guy, a Chester guy, obviously.
So,
you have to be good.
Right? So the band actually was put together by the same guy that put together like our emo night stuff. So this kid's name is Brian Boxley. And he was doing Futuristic Feels as like a kind of like DJ production company. And he just missed playing guitar, and he hadn't played guitar in a while. So he was like, fuck it, I'm going to start doing emo nights, whatever. So he's like, I'm going to put together this band of whatever local other musicians that I know and see what happens. So was it Josh, our drummer, Steve is our vocalist, Greg's our vocalist for the Shinoda parts. We have our buddy Juan doing like some harmony background stuff for more vocals. Brian, Frank, and me.
That's awesome.
So so it's gonna be pretty fucking awesome. A lot of us were like just regular local guys, that like we didn't know we played together. You know what I mean? Like
It's kind of like us at the show. I was
yes,
like,
exactly.
I did meet you. I did shake your hand, but we're working,
Fred's the bass player, not Frank. I was thinking of somebody else. I only played with the guy a million times.
It happens.
Let me fuck up his name on there.
You're big time in him, I understand.
Right.
Yeah.
No, he's awesome.
Brother.
Yeah, brother. But yeah, like me and Steve, I used to be in a band back in the day called Augment. And the kid, Steve, the singer, he used to be in a band called Sirena. And we had played shows together, not knowing each other or anything like that for a couple of years at least. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, we get put together in this thing. And I was like, hey, we used to. And I was like, fuck yeah. We just started talking about old stories about playing certain places and the shitholes that they were.
Yeah, dude, I preach and go on, and some crazy promoters. It's so crazy though, man. There's so many parallels. Like, I'm so excited. You can see the smile on my face because I want to talk to you all about music. I'm going to do the wrestler interview here, while you're there. So, it's so crazy because, like you said, you play with, and that's always the story with bands, man. Like, you're in a band, it breaks up, or you have different amalgamations of different members, man. It's so crazy, but there's so many parallels between wrestling and bands. There really are. This is almost like interviewing Chris Jericho for me right now. Do you kind of see like those parallels between the bands and the wrestling? And you don't have to answer this, but which do you like better? Because right now I'm doing commentary and a lot of stuff. I'm doing camera switching and having even playing the drums out for Corvus and all that. And I love the wrestling so much. I think I've been doing bands since I was 16, man. And I'm a little burned out from like the pay to play and the breakups and all that kind of stuff. So what do you like better, man? I love them both, but
yeah, I'm kind of right there with you. I started playing, like, my first real band was when I was like 15, 16. And then I was with them for like 5 or 6 years. And then I joined a band called Saints. We were together for like 2 years. I joined a band called One Brick Down. I was with them for like 3 or 4 years. And that was probably my most successful band, was One Brick Down. Like playing like Starland and all that, and like Highline Ballroom in the city.
Yeah.
And stuff. So that was like my first taste of like
Starland's like a milestone. Yeah, man.
Yeah. It's like, oh fuck, I could do this. When I was in Augment, my first band, we played the Stone Pony, and my parents were like, "Oh my god, Stone Pony, Bruce Springsteen." I'm like,
that's what my parents said. Bruce Springsteen, yeah, he goes
and
here.
I'm like, I'm sitting there playing. I'm like, this place is a shithole. I never want to play here again.
No comment.
Yeah, I don't want to play there.
Yeah.
But so yeah, man, just being in constant bands and stuff like that. So after One Brick Down, I the bar by my house was like, I saw a cover band there one night randomly, and I was like, hey, do you guys need like a second guy? Like, I just kind of want to just play, because I was playing bass in One Brick Down. I'm used to playing guitar. So I was like, guys, you guys want an extra guitar player or something like that? And they're like, yeah, sure. I'm like, all right, well, fucking give me a list. I'll learn. So they gave me a list of like 30, 40 songs.
Oh, wow.
And I jammed with them twice. Both times there was no drummer and no other guitar player.
Really?
Yeah, this whatever. It was just me and the bass player, and the singer just had like an acoustic jam or something like that. And I show up to the first show, and they're like, "All right, so our regular drummer's not here, and our second guitar player couldn't make it, so it's just you." And I was like,
"That's the most local band thing I've ever heard." Yeah,
I was like thrown to the fucking wolves. And not even that, it was all the way in Keyport, so it's not like it was like a super local thing where I knew everyone that was going to be there. I'm like, I only barely know this band, and I'm just everyone's a stranger tonight.
Yeah, I get that, man. It's so crazy. But do you like because like for me right now, like it's like I told you earlier, like I'm kind of burned out by the pay to play. Like I literally did get paid with a hot dog one time that I played a band. It was a Windmill hot dog. It was delicious. And we did it for a good friend. So no hate there, but I just think it's a funny story. But when I go work wrestling, I get handed an envelope. Mm-hmm. This is your worker rate. This is what you're paid. Thank you, Rob, for doing this. I love the community. You probably
get paid more than I do for fucking.
No, I don't know. I'm the new guy. Dude, I'm greener than Kermit the Frog on a golf course, please. But what do you like better, man? I mean, you don't have to choose.
I think right now I have a lot more of a love for, I think my love of wrestling's been kickstarted a little bit, because when I was in the cover band, we started doing originals, and it was while I was simultaneously wrestling. So I was kind of pulling myself a little thin and kind of running myself dry. And I told UWA, I was like, listen, like my band's making an album. We're going to try and push with it. Like I'm going to have to take some time off. And I did like a, loser leaves UWA match. And I took about 3 years off of wrestling with like maybe like one match a year at like a special event or something like that.
So it's kind of the other way around for you. You kind of left wrestling for a little bit.
Yeah. So
I'm kind of away from the local music. Like I'll help record or fill in or whatever, but I can't commit to anything. So that's interesting.
I think my big thing was like, I wasn't that good as a wrestler
at wrestling.
Yeah. And
different story now, by the way.
So pretty much my training when I first started was kind of like, my buddies were old IWF guys, right? They went to camp IWF, and they would bring me, and you get the set up the ring, and you get some training type shows. You know what I mean? Like the old old dapper shows and stuff like that back in the day. And so I'd get that, and then it got to a point where it's like, all right, you're okay enough to like start having matches. But I really wasn't okay enough. It was just kind of like I could get by with what I knew. And that got me by for probably like 4 years of just half-ass just picking stuff up as I went along. and trying to, go to, if there's a seminar close, maybe try and get in there and learn some more shit.
So you weren't going to a school or training on the regular or anything?
No,
Okay.
I was, and that was my main issue. I was the shits because I wasn't properly good trained and shit. So this year, when WrestlePro, they said they were going to open up their stuff again once COVID kind of fizzled out and ended and stuff.
Creative Pro,
Creative Pro, Creative Pro, New Jersey. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna start from the ground up, and to start from like the very basic, like beginner classes and stuff like that, like rolls, blocking up, everything from the beginning. And dude, it is such I feel like a night and day difference from what I knew and what I know now. And I was just like, wow, I was really the shits. I was fucking terrible.
But so I got to ask you this. First of all, were you working with Pat and Kevin and all them? Who were you working with training?
So Pat would be there on Wednesdays
great.
because he's a producer with Raw.
Yeah, sure.
So he could only really be there Wednesdays. And we had LSG and Bobby Wayward.
Sure, yeah.
Doing the main training over there. And yeah, dude, it was very, like, some days were kind of more boot campy. You know what I mean? Like, kind of like get your ass in gear. Hey, like, you got to fucking know this or else you're going to fucking hurt somebody,
Yeah.
Those days are, they kind of take the air out of your sails a little bit and kind of like, make you realize like this isn't just a fucking cool hobby. It's not a fucking game. Like, you're putting your life and somebody is putting their life in your hands, and you gotta fucking do things right, and you gotta protect them. And that's, that was not lost on me in my entire time that I was wrestling, but it's definitely more drilled in now. And just even the simplest of techniques that had to be like fine-tuned, and even just like doing punches. Like, I didn't realize how shit my fucking punches were.
Some guys still have that problem. Yeah. I get you, bro. But that's good. So I want to ask you this, man, going back to the music thing. You kind of learned your own stuff going into wrestling at first, obviously. Then you went to Creative Pro. Was the guitar self-taught as well?
No, I actually, I went to lessons for guitar for maybe 5 years. And I should know a lot more than I do, in the sense of, every guitar player, fucking theory and all that other shit. Fuck theory. I want to learn Metallica songs,
Sure. Yeah.
But definitely now I think my technique's a lot better. I still can't sweep like Eric Corvus's brother came over the one day when I worked on Eric's song.
Yes.
And he was like, I did the main background stuff and like the rhythm tracks, and he was like, I want you and my brother to solo over it. And I was like, all right, yeah, fucking awesome. And his brother comes in and he starts fucking ripping stuff, and I'm like, God damn, these kids.
Yeah. It's crazy. Yeah, because they'll stay there forever practicing it.
Yeah, man. Like, and so many of these YouTube fucking didn't exist when I was learning how to play guitar. So like all these kids are learning how to sweep from the jump. And there's no way I'm catching up to any of these fucking kids. And especially half of these, so many people are fans of Tosin Abasi and all of his like thumping and finger pick style. And I'm like, I can't do any of that stuff. So I'm kind of stuck in my ways as
man,
elder guitar player.
Everyone brings something different to the table, man. That's why I love playing with different musicians, man. And you've obviously been around and played with a lot of different people, man. But you mentioned Corvus's theme, and we kind of connect from that, man, because Corvus is sending me tracks to practice, obviously, to play him out. Obviously, you did a lot of the writing and recording for that, man. So, and I can edit this out if you want, but we were talking off air, man, and it's funny to me because you were like, yeah, I met you at UWA, man. Yeah. And I'm like, oh yeah, I probably shook your hand and real quick and brother. And then I had played with the Corvus's brother, which was a really nice moment, playing him out to the ring. And I'm sitting there going, well, technically you could have played with us as well. Yeah. But then I guess you had said
Yeah,
Well,
no, so, yeah, you don't have to edit. You don't have to edit this out.
Yeah.
So I was going.
I think it's funny. Yeah.
Yeah, so I missed the entire thing, and I was so pumped about it because I wanted to see it because I fucking recorded it. But I was going over my match and stuff in the back, and me and Eric had talked about me coming out and playing too. But it would have taken away from his entrance because then it's like, oh, what's Lucas Finnegan doing out here?
Exactly.
Oh, he has a guitar and stuff.
It's a new gimmick.
Why is he playing Eric's? Are they a team now? Like, what's going on? Yeah, so like we made a conscious decision to be like, no, it just wouldn't be right. But yeah, dude, I've done a couple people's stuff. I did KTB's theme song. I did Chris Steeler's theme song. Yep. Mike Massacre wants me to do his. I still haven't gotten to that yet. Sorry, Mike.
You should link up Darren Fisher and John Kieran do a lot of that stuff, and they love collaborating with people.
Oh, nice.
So you should link up with them.
Well, that's the thing. Is like, so for the longest time, I wanted to do this, and being in wrestling and being in music, I was like, no one, not many people are going to be in this little niche market of knowing how to make a wrestling entrance song. You know what I mean? Like the proper pauses, like the build-ups, the whatever, and like trying to like read how someone wants to come out of a curtain.
Even still, sometimes guys have like intros that are way too long. The bass doesn't drop, and they're halfway down the aisle. It doesn't kick in, and it's just like
exactly. I made KTB's and Eric's and like a couple other people's before I even made mine. Mine, I was like, what the hell am I gonna even fucking do? And I ended up making like some half-ass Horn meets Shipping Up to Boston.
Yeah, maybe like a Dropkick Murphy.
Exactly.
Something.
That's like Irish guy, but I'll use my 7-string, whatever, make it heavy.
Okay, nice. I like that.
So yeah, man. I started a Fiverr with it. I was starting to get some good hits on it. I was making like every so often I'd make like $100 here and there, just doing like a full song. It's the ones that with vocals that are the most frustrating for me. That's what I hear. Yeah, because it's kind of like, well, one, I'm not much of a singer. I can get it out there. If you like it, you like it. But like in the sense of like something, fucking radio worthy and shit, I'm gonna try and give you magic. If you don't like it, well, I have an instrumental for you. Yeah. So yeah, man. And then like the parallels of, like you were saying, the parallels of music and wrestling. Yeah. Like when I first started wrestling, I didn't realize how much of putting together a match was just like jamming with like a new band. You know what I mean? Like, man. Somebody tells you, hey, here's a tag match. You have, 8 minutes, and you and these 3 other people have to put together the best match you can. And the same thing is if you go to like some new band practice, is like, all right, you, all right, we're playing this genre and we're gonna come up with some fucking song. And then, God forbid you had to go out and perform it in an hour. Yeah, man. And try to remember the same notes. But it's crazy how really parallel they are, and some people just don't understand it.
My first thought was, and this, I'm still new to the wrestling thing, man. Obviously just from having the podcast and interviewing the wrestlers, I met Corvus, and I met a lot of promoters, and people have been bringing me in, and I'm so like grateful for the opportunities, man. But when I went, I think it was 2014, I went to a Jersey All Pro show, and it was great, man. A lot of those guys are on TV now, which is really cool to see. But I remember just seeing them walking around with like their boxes with like their 8x10s, and some of them didn't even have tables. Like I remember Leo Rush walking by with the boxes, 8x10s, trying to sell them like at intermission, and I'm like, this is like us with our CDs. For those listening, that's a compact disc. But it really reminds you're selling your merch and you're putting over your persona and all that stuff, man. So I really noticed that. And now that I'm behind the curtain a little bit more, it's really interesting to see. The wrestling's a lot more exciting for me because it's new, man. But we were talking off air, man. Yeah. You're like, yeah, dude, I shook your hand, and I'm sitting here completely like preparing for this music guy interview. Yeah. And I'm like, wait a minute. Like, you're like, I'm like, you wrestled that show? And you're like, yeah, you were in the one where everyone was handcuffed too. What was the name of the match?
The Cell Block 6.
Which was really good. Drake Chambers, who I'm a big fan of, was in it. So you guys are all in it. And you're like, yeah, I was the guy in the kilt. And I was like, bro, I remember you. And I'm not just saying this because you were here, man. You were very good in the ring.
Thanks,
you were
dude.
solid. Because I pay attention to everybody. I really do. I think I was
man.
done playing at that point or sitting with someone.
Yeah.
And I was watching you, man. And you really looked great in the ring. That's why I was like when you're saying
Thanks,
about
dude.
like
I mean, not
being self-trained.
not physically, but I mean like movement wise.
Not at all. No, you look great, man. No, seriously, it was awesome, man. So tell everyone, because I've only seen you once in person. Who is Lucas Finnegan?
So Lucas Finnegan, so the long and short of it was I was part of Kentucky Bred when Kentucky Bred was a big 4-person faction, and I was Luke Finn, and
Very Star Wars.
Yeah, and I had been wanting to make this transition to this like this Irish brawler kilt guy for like a while, and we were just trying to figure out the right way to do it, and I don't think we found the right way to do it, but we found the way to do it, and we did it, and we were just kind of like, all right, well, that's out in the air. Just go. Just forget that thing happened, and let's just go forward. And so now it's just kind of like I wanted to do the kilt thing because I haven't seen anybody been doing it in a while, or at least the way I'm doing it. Like a lot of people are like, they wear the kilt, they take it off, they got trunks. I'm like, no, I'm gonna keep it on the entire time. It adds cool shit, like when you're flying, you'd fucking see it moving around and shit like that, so it gives more visual. But it's just to do like, for me, Lucas Finnegan is like an extension of the tough guy I wanted to be.
Yeah,
growing up, and because I was always the skinny, tiny kid that was always getting bullied and picked on and shit.
Oh,
like
really?
That. Oh yeah, man. I think I was like 140 pounds up until like senior year or some shit like that.
Really?
So I was always like super rail skinny. I got taller. I was like, I was one of the taller kids, like 5'11", almost 6 foot, and but I didn't start putting on weight until like college, somewhere in there.
Wow.
And yeah, but I'd always been like the kid that was getting picked on and shit. So like this, so I figured I found Lucas Finnegan as like that Irish brawler extension of what I like, the tough guy I kind of wanted to be in high school, to like stand up to people that were giving me shit.
I like that.
And now it's just because for a little while it was kind of, I'd actually gone down a more of a comedy hokey side.
Right.
And because I love comedy. I tried another hat I wore. I tried stand-up comedy a couple of times.
Oh, wow.
But did not go well.
It's tough. I hear it's very hard.
But when I came back to UWA, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna still try and be like, fucking face the good guy or whatever like that. But keep it more serious, less like hokey dumb stuff, and more just, I've been watching a lot of like old Finley, old Regal stuff.
Yeah, good stuff.
And try and keep more like brawler-esque and not so much like dumb antics and whatever. But at the same time, do the fish. So like it kind of cancels each other.
I get it, man. Like you like with a lot of people I work with, man, like I'll see like right now, like women's wrestling is fire right now. Like I'll see Riley go out there or Vicky go out there, and just the volume, boom, like fans connect with certain people, like whether it's the gimmick, the in-ring work, who they are on social media. Like I love that, man. And I see people all the time, and I'm just like, you have that, but I want fans to connect with you. Like, what is your goal? Is it to be like a face, like, because you said you face like bullies and stuff like that. Do you want to inspire people? Is it to be kind of that tough guy tweener? Is it to be more of a heel man, or just like that tweener kind of role?
That's the thing is like when I pitched coming back, I did pitch me doing more heel stuff.
Oh, really?
And they felt like it'll be better off if I did some face stuff, which I don't mind, because I'm still trying to work out the kinks of what's good face stuff, other than like just cheesy, like like, oh come on, everybody clapping along and stuff like that, instead of actually like building the match. Like that's one thing that Creative Pro helped me with was building the match correctly to have them know that you're a face and see you that way instead of just constantly like, let's go, like
Yeah.
halfway through the match, people are stomping and clapping and they should be, beating the guy up or whatever have you.
Yeah.
So with this, I feel like if it does take a heel turn eventually, whenever the hell that is, like I do have more fun. I think everybody always says that they have more fun being a heel and just
That's what I hear.
screwing with people and stuff, yelling at the crowd and just messing with the crowd. But like I like where I am now, like and just working the kinks out of it a little bit. I think down the line, if it gets that way, like I got a couple more. I got different color kilts I can use. For
Exactly. It's the little things, though. It really is.
Yeah,
Love
man.
that.
Just some of the fucking like. I've been going to also Spartan Championship Wrestling in Cranford is in like a new school that opened up.
Yeah.
That's really good. And over there, I've been doing a lot of like kind of more heel work, just to kind of get better at calling matches in the ring.
Yeah.
Because a lot of that art is gone.
Is that Gipke and all them? I'm trying to remember who's
Gipke goes over there.
Okay.
Kareem West from IWF. He opened it, and
it's like newer.
Yes, it's definitely it's very new, and it's fucking awesome. Brand new ring, big sports complex in there.
Awesome.
And
good for you, man.
thanks, dude. And then I've been really working on calling stuff in the ring, and that was always my biggest goal and my biggest downfall was that if something did go wrong in a match, I would either panic or just completely go blank. And
boy, that's the worst feeling.
Yeah, and going over there and doing these training exercises where it's only calling it in the ring. Like here's 6 minutes, you two only call it. And as a heel, you're the one that calls the whole match.
Really? See, I didn't know that. Okay.
At least for other than like if the face has a comeback,
right,
that they already have in mind and stuff like that, you can talk about that beforehand, or and call the finish before the fucking
yeah.
But yeah, so like certain things like that, like I didn't know of, and now like getting to practice that, and even one time when me and Corvus were working up at ECPW, we did like a UWA media day, and we were just doing some training and stuff like that. We were like, oh, let's do a cool called in the ring match and stuff like that. And we got to a certain point, and he called for a back body drop, and I got back body drop confused with backdrop.
Oh yeah, that's different. Yeah, that's different.
Those are completely different things, and your body's facing completely different.
Yes.
Ways. So like he did that twice, and I was like, I don't know why I'm fucking this up right now. And
it's hilarious now. I'm sure it wasn't funny then.
No. Well, that's the thing is, at least it was just like it was a practice thing. There wasn't really anybody there. It was just like a training exercise, and it really kind of opened my eyes to be like, wow, I really am the shits at like calling stuff in the ring and like, and hearing things right and paying attention without getting flustered or freezing and stuff like that. So I made it a point to get better at calling stuff in the ring. And I don't think I'm amazing at it, but I'm definitely better than I was at that point in time.
I noticed you when we were at the show. I did notice you because you said I was the guy wearing the kilt. I was like, I do remember you, and that was a fantastic match, man. But I get what you're saying, like again, very new to this, but it's like you say, like even on commentary, if there's like a couple moments of silence, and you're like, oh, gotta stretch it or get it in, whatever it is. And I feel that I come in as this podcaster interviewer. They're like, Rob, your baby face always. I couldn't see it any other way for now, but I'm like this baby face. Like Rob Williams is baby face, self-deprecating, like trying to be funny guy. And it was weird at first because I hate acting, man. Like even now being on camera, like I'd rather be behind the drums, just like as far as being comfortable. But I love doing this. Like commentary is perfect because you're not on camera. You just kind of, I can tell your guy's story, which I love doing so much. Although I love doing the bit, with Vertigo, like with Vertigo coming out or being a part of all that stuff, pulling back the curtain a little bit. But I'm not about that stuff. But I had so much fun doing that, just hearing audible gasps, and I was like, oh, and like people giggling, like kind of seeing where it was going. Like that was really fun, man. Like I get it, because I'm usually behind the announcer desk. I don't think I want to just keep working with you guys and learn and get better. That's where I'm at. I don't think I'm trying to be on TV or anything crazy like that. I just want to learn. I love it. But for you, man, let's be real. AEW, especially Dark, has had their eyes on the Northeast. Let's be real. How many of your friends, how many of my friends have gotten that opportunity, man? The cliche question, I'll ask it, man. What are the goals moving forward?
That's tough right now.
You can be politically correct.
Well, not it's not being politically correct. Not. It's just like, for me, like it's kind of right now is really rediscovering my passion for wrestling, and with my cover band stuff that I do on the side, even outside of Lincoln Park. Like I played for this cover band called Day One, and like
I did want to talk about it. It's a cover band too. Okay.
Yeah, and we played the Boardwalk Buds that was down in Atlantic City.
I saw the flyer. Okay,
going on.
With Chad.
Yeah, we played down there. It was really awesome, and I love playing with them. It's one of those things where you kind of go, all right, I've invested probably 20 years of playing guitar, or probably like 22 at this point of playing guitar, maybe 15 of actually being in bands. Like, do I kind of really push all that to the side and just go full on like head first wrestling? And I just don't think I can. I don't, and it's not in the sense of like, no, I'm not going to go full force for the wrestling. It's like, I don't like putting either aside.
Yeah. And you don't have to do what makes you happy. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So like, I understand what you're saying. Like, so many of our friends have been on AEW, Dark, and all this other stuff. But at the same time, like you look at them and you're like, yeah, they got put on AEW Dark, but like they kind of got fucked over on AEW Dark.
Well, they got the, I'm appreciative for it because they got the spotlight and the national exposure. But I get what you're saying, right? Yeah, not a lot of shine.
Yeah, exactly. So like, and then you got Janelle on there, you got Sonny Kiss on there.
Sure.
Like, Sonny's a great friend of mine.
That's awesome.
Bowens was coming to Create a Pro every so often and helping train and get us going over there. One
of our favorite interviews. Only guy we interviewed that at WrestlePro. He brought us over to a table, brought us chairs. Oh, no, complete gentleman. One of our favorite interviews. But go ahead. Awesome. What a guy.
Yeah, like all the guys at WrestlePro, that they're super helpful and everything. But we did have one day at WrestlePro where like, Bobby and LSG were kind of like, hey, how many of you guys want to do this for a living and like make money? And most of everybody just raised their hand. And I was like, yeah, that'd be nice. Yeah. But like in my head, I'm also like, but I'm not going to bank on it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because
I get it.
There's one thing you will understand in this whole wrestling music thing is that we have chosen two endeavors that require both 10 hours of mastering and with little reward and very small success rate.
And the parents love it. Oh yeah. But to me, it's this is great, man. I love this interview already, man. I can talk to you all day. But to me, like it's like, and I'm not knocking the music scene, man. I love it. I'm so appreciative of it. I would be here if it wasn't. I love playing the drums. I've got to play with some great musicians for some great causes, man. But like it's like when we talk about the wrestling, I do feel like things are attainable. So many of my friends, like even on this side of the wall, we'll get your 8x10, man. We always support everybody, man. Yeah. So next time I see you, I get an 8x10. But we have all the indie guys over here. When they get signed, we put them on this side of the wall. Okay. Today, Casey Navarro got signed to MLW. That's our guy. Yeah, man. Happy birthday,
I
by the
want
way,
to say,
Casey.
I want to say, fuck him in the most jealous way possible.
Yeah, okay, exactly.
In the sense, good for you, but fuck you.
Exactly. No, that's our guy. Hashtag blessed. But to me, in my mind, like dreams can come true. We've seen it so many times with Bowens, with Serpentico, with Casey, with Gacy. I could go on and on, man. Just over the past 2 years, a lot of people we have on this show, man. I'm just saying, year and a half later, they're working somewhere.
Well,
man.
that means I got to push fucking hard for a year.
Hey, man.
And like, trust me, I'd love to, and I want to. It's just do the schedules and the spirits allow it. You know what I mean? It's one of those things, because when I first started at UWA, when I was in a different cover band, and there were some shows where I was like, all right, I got to do UWA, and hey Dave, sorry, I got to leave, I got to go play this other show at 10 o'clock.
Sometimes they're the best days, though.
Sometimes, but like
a lot.
Sometimes it's a lot. Like there was one day where I was like, I had to go play. I played a benefit at 2, went to UWA at 6, got done there, had to go play another cover show.
Oh wow.
There. Yeah, so it's one of those things where like I'm a super social person, like to the point where like if I'm at home like 2 days in a row, I'm like, fuck this, I got to go out and like talk to people that I don't even know.
Yeah.
So like there's some times where I have to stretch myself super thin, and then I'm like, all right, now I can take a break a little bit, I can concentrate on one thing or concentrate on another, but eventually I'm just gonna be like, all right, I gotta stretch again, because I need to get as much. And this pandemic definitely made me like an attention addict.
Right.
So it became like, like, all right, well, I got to start playing shows with my cover band, and then I got to start wrestling. All right, well, which days are which days? And then this build up for the Lincoln Park show has been the most hectic, because so I was doing Wrestle Pro, Create Pro, Mondays and Wednesdays. Lincoln Park practice was Tuesdays and Sundays. Regular cover band practice was Thursdays. So I really only had Friday and Saturday to like hang out with my girlfriend and relax and stuff, if I didn't have a show on a Saturday or Friday. So this last, like, I want to say like month and a half, I've been stretched super fucking thin, and it gets to you a little bit.
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah.
mean? Like you kind of just want to, feel like, oh, I got to go do this thing, but I kind of really want to just fucking nap.
Yeah, I got you, man. But Saturday's going to be awesome, man. Let's get the shameless promo out of the way real quick. Tell everyone where, I think it's an Eventbrite link. You guys can get the tickets, all that. Because tell everyone, shameless promo for the show. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Saturday
so
night.
Lincoln Park at Big Shots in Woodbridge. It's going to be fucking amazing. Get there at 6. We probably won't go on until like 7:30, 8 o'clock, but get there at 6 if you want to be right up front, because we already have like 200 plus tickets already pre-sold. Right. I think legally we're in the building, we're allowed only like 300. Gotcha. So we're getting close to capacity. But yeah, it's for a great cause. Half the proceeds go to Chester's wife's charity, and it's gonna be fucking incredible. And the first one we did was amazing. This one can only be better. So I get goosebumps thinking about the goosebumps I'm going to get from playing this show, and I just can't wait.
It's awesome, man. And I got the Vivacious Vicious one who we had on the show, Vicky, who's a huge Linkin Park fan. Mm-hmm. She came out with her new theme. Mm-hmm. It was a Numb remix, and she has the Chester tattoo.
I just saw, I just saw she got the Chester.
So she actually got the tickets and invited me. So we're going to be rolling up. It's going to be. She's so pumped because she loves Linkin Park. I love them too. Like she's already getting emotional, man. It's going to be such a great night, dude.
We got our encore set's probably going to be the more emotional side of
I heard Jay-Z's coming out now. Yeah. Doing the remix. I heard you said encore. That's all I'm gonna say. But it's gonna be great, man. Save us some seats right on the side of the stage. That's
dude,
where I
yeah.
like to be. VIP. No, I'm just kidding, man.
Yeah, man.
Do your thing, bro. I'm so excited for that. Last question I want to ask you, man, because we always ask this one, and this is a really interesting situation because you're a musician and a wrestler. We always ask the wrestlers. You get that WrestleMania moment, man, which one day you might. You're walking down the aisle. What band or artist is playing you down to the ring, or do you play yourself down?
Me.
Oh my god,
me, motherfucker.
Yes,
that's exactly what the fuck is happening. Me.
I love it, man. That's amazing.
Yeah, you know what, dude? I swear, because for the longest time, I wanted to do this. Like, I was trying to get together with the drummer that I was playing with in my band Saints, and I'm too impatient. Like, I got ADD. If I got a riff in my head, it's got to come out now, and like, I got to record it right away or else I'm going to lose it. And with all the drum machine stuff out there on the internet and the plugins and everything and the recording software, I was like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm going to do it myself. So now I just do themes like right as they appear in my head. If somebody hits me up for one, I'll fucking do it. It usually takes me at least only 2 hours to get like a rough draft.
Oh wow.
Yeah, like I'm fucking quick usually. If other than this month because of this all these practices and stuff.
Yeah.
But
it's gonna be worth it.
Yeah, man. But for the most part, like, I do all this stuff like super quick. And yeah, if anyone's playing fucking me to WrestleMania, it's fucking me.
That's a great answer. And where can people, shameless promo time, where can people contact you to book you or have you write a theme?
Oh, well, so my Facebook, Drew Haffer, my Instagram, Snake_Plissken.
Nice.
Because that's one of my favorite Kurt Russell movies of all time. And yeah, it's pretty much it. If you message me on either one of those, and I'm super easy to work with. Like, we could FaceTime while I even record. Like, it's I will make you whatever you want if it's rock or metal.
I like it. Yeah.
Because one time I had some guy that was like, "Hey, I need you to write like a New Jack Swing kind of like R&B pop thing," and I was like, "I am sorry."
Not your genre, not your field.
Gonna happen.
I got you, man. That's where you start the collabs with everybody else and get a little rhythm guitar on there.
Yeah, like,
too.
I'll throw a solo on whatever the hell you want.
Exactly. I love it, bro. Drew, this is awesome, man. This is one of my favorites so far. Just music.
Awesome.
Wrestling, man. We got to do the wrestler interview too, guys. Again, July 24th. That's what, Big Shots, I believe, in Woodbridge, New Jersey.
Woodbridge.
Let's do it, guys. Get your tickets now on Eventbrite.com. It's Linkin Park. You're going to see, essentially a Linkin Park cover show, all for a great cause.
You are getting Hybrid Theory and Meteora front to back, every single fucking song, and then a couple little tidbits at the end.
Dude, I can't wait, man. I hope to shake your hand and actually remember it this time. Getting a picture with you. Bring an 8x10 if you got them. We always get the 8x10s.
I need to get 8x10.
Get some, yeah. Guys,
I have zero.
I'm gonna print one out. I'm just gonna take a picture of you from UWA and just print it out, man. Love it, dude. Dude, thanks so much for a few minutes of your time. Stay safe. Good luck on Saturday, and just good luck in your wrestling career moving forward, man. Thank you so much. Appreciate it,
dude.
And like we always say here on the BCP, everyone stay safe, stay positive, take care of each other. We're out. Peace.
Later.